Hey everybody, today I'm going to do a video which might be part of a new series. I'm not sure, but I think I would like to do it. It's going to be very much like if you're new here. Mostly this is a cologne channel, but I've been doing a lot of different topics and things. I used to do videos called Talking About Fragrances where I would just update you on what's new in the fragrance world and what I'm wearing. And I've been playing video games a lot, and I normally do play video games, so I thought I would do kind of a weekly or every other week video of talking about video games, just updating you on what I'm playing, what's been going on in the video game world. I know that there's a million, YouTube channels that do these kind of news update videos, but I do it my way. I do everything my way. So maybe you find that interesting if you're one of my subscribers that likes video games. And with all these videos, I want to reiterate this, that these different topics that I've been doing, I'm doing them because I want to. I'm doing them because it's fun for me. If you're not into video games, skip the video. That's kind of the point, is that I'm offering a little bit of different content for you folks that might be interested in different things. And of course, I'm sure that our interests and our hobbies overlap to a degree. So I wanted to say that. So today, what am I going to be talking about? Well, a couple things. I'll let you know what I've been playing and stuff like that. At first, I want to talk about the biggest piece of gaming news, of course, which is the release of the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X and S. The Xbox Series X and S came out November 10th, and the PlayStation came out, I think, the 12th. I don't know where I am, so I don't know what day it is. Time is loopy. But yeah, they came out recently, last week. And I've been interested. I've talked about this, that I wasn't like super thrilled about them. I thought it was strange that they weren't showing a lot off. And I didn't really know what to think. I was like, is it going to be a real jump in performance? Or is it going to be like one of those things where, yeah, you can play your games in 4K now at 60 frames per second, and that's really cool, but it's like not that impressive. But they've been out, so now I can talk a little bit about them. Now, of course, I don't have one. I don't think you can get them if you tried. Now, that was the thing with the PS5 especially, that you can't buy them. It's like, this happened, guys. This happened with the PS4. I remember when the PS4 came out in 2013, was it? Or 14? Probably 13. You couldn't buy one for a long time. You couldn't go into hey, we have one here, come get it. You'd come and it was gone. So that's what's happening now. People are putting them in their carts and pre-ordering them, and then they're saying, oops, nope, we don't have it, or all that kind of stuff is happening. And it's the same deal as last time, where people are buying them and putting them on eBay. Those are the worst kind of people. I'm sure that you guys would all agree with that. Those people are scumbags. That's how it is. I'm sorry, but those people are dirtbags. People that scalp those consoles like that. Please don't buy one of those $1,000 consoles. I mean, I shouldn't have to tell you that's not a sane thing to do, but yeah, that's shitty, but that always happens. It makes me wonder why, like, I don't know. I guess I don't understand it too much, but it's like, how did they not make enough? How did they not understand that the demand would be that high? Are they doing it on purpose? Because it's like, I'm sure that they knew that the demand would be extremely high. I guess I don't, was it impacted by the coronavirus? I don't know. But yeah. So it looks like it's going to be a while before you can get one. The Xbox Series X, I know, is having some similar issues, but I don't think it's to the degree of the PlayStation 5. And I don't know about the Series S, if that's another one. I haven't heard barely any information about that. It could be doing well, but I haven't seen a lot of videos. It seems to be focused on the X, which makes sense. That's the new shiny one. So the Series... Let's talk about the PlayStation 5 first. I'm a little impressed by it, to be honest. And if you know me, I'm rather cynical in general, and I'm very cynical when it comes to video games these days. And like I said, I was very wary of these new consoles. I'm a little bit impressed. Now, I've said before, the PlayStation 5, I think it looks terrible. That's just my opinion. If you like it, it's got a very futuristic kind of art piece sort of design to it. That's fine, but I think it looks terrible. I think it looks goofy and too futuristic for my tastes. I'm not a fan of the white color scheme at all. I'm always liked black. I wish they offered it in two colors. I don't like the white at all. And that fucking thing is huge. Excuse my language, but it's huge. I'm blown away by how big that baby is. I mean, I know I have seen people say, oh, it's not as big as I thought. it's freaking huge, man. It is enormous. It's bigger, substantially bigger than the original PS3, which that thing was enormous. So I wow. Now it's interesting when you compare it to the Xbox Series X, which of course has a very different design. It's substantially larger than that. It makes me wonder, why is it so much bigger? I'm not a tech guy, so I'm not quite sure why, or maybe it's like a cooling system, or I don't know, but it's very interesting how large it is. You know, I think it's intended really to be stood up. Now, I don't think that's going to fit in anyone's entertainment system. I've seen a lot of channels say, oh, it's probably going to be a little hard to fit in your entertainment system standing up. I don't know anyone that has an entertainment system with a shelf or anything that is large enough to accommodate that. It's 15 inches tall, I think. So it's bigger than a foot tall. That's big, and it's wide as well. So yeah, it's a big thing. It comes with a stand, I know, and the stand is kind of crappy from what I've heard, but at least it comes with one, so you can put it on its side, which is what I think a lot of people will probably be doing. So yeah, but it's silent, which is something I'm impressed by. I've heard it's pretty much silent. I haven't seen anyone say that it makes really any noise at all. That's good. That's a huge improvement. The PS4 Pro, we all know, sounded like a jet engine. That's what everybody says. And yeah, that thing was insanely loud. The PS4 was insanely loud. I thought it was one of the loudest consoles I've ever used. The Xbox One X, which is what I have, is quiet. I mean, it does make a little noise, but it's basically quiet. And it's one of those things that you don't really worry about when buying a console until you get it, and it doesn't make noise really, that it's something you don't want to live without. And from what I've heard, the Series X and S don't make noise as well. So that's good. And all of the things that I didn't really think I would care about, for instance, like load times. Now, load times, having them be short is a great thing, of course. And the quick resume, specifically I know the Series X has really been pushing that as a system seller, that you can switch between games really quickly, and it'll remember. You can unplug the console to remember where you were between like 5 games. Things that are cool, but I'm like, I'm looking for performance really. But I've seen them in action, and I have to say that's a really cool thing. Load times, which is something that I thought, okay, cool, but I don't want that to be the main selling point. Seeing them in action, being literal seconds and switching between levels and stuff, that's cool. I have to admit that that's really a great thing, specifically in like Spider-Man fast travel. It's non-existent really. Load times are gone. So that's cool. So the controller, the DualSense 5, I've heard it's excellent. I will say, and I'm sure that most would agree, that they basically made an Xbox controller. Now, it's not obviously exactly the same as an Xbox controller, but it's very clear. It's a humongous redesign, really, from previous generations. It's very clear that they're going with an Xbox sort of design. It looks, again, I hate the white. I really do not like the white. And there's certain little things that are minor nitpicks for me, like I don't like that they removed the colors on the face buttons. But whatever, I've heard it's excellent, though. The battery life is about 8 hours or so, which is not great, but is certainly improved from the PS5, or PS4, rather. I've heard that the triggers are excellent and have this sort of resistance to them, and the rumble is amazing, which is basically an improved version of the HD rumble from the Switch. That's something I like, because I really do enjoy HD rumble in the Switch a lot. Not everything takes advantage of it, though. Like, I'm going off topic, but there's a game for the Switch that I totally recommend everybody tries if you have a Switch, called Golf Story. It's an older game. It was one of the first games released, but it's just a golf RPG sort of game that has exceptional HD rumble. I mean, hitting the ball feels like you hit the ball, and so HD rumble, which has been improved, that's a great thing. And in terms of games, the big thing right now is Demon's Souls. That's the big system seller right now, it seems like. And wow, what do I say about Demon's Souls? Now, I'm a Soul fanatic. I love the Souls games, and I've played all of them, and I love them. I'm so impressed with this. I mean, really, I was like a little skeptical, like, okay, I'm looking forward to it. And I even saw the trailers like you did and thought, okay, it looks great, but let's see how Blue Point did this remake. Oh, wow, I'm almost speechless. I mean, it is outstanding. Graphically, it's probably one of the best games ever made on a console. Probably the best. I can't believe how good it looks. It can play in 4K at 30, or it can play at like 1440 at 60, which looks amazing. And I haven't seen it on a 4K TV. I actually haven't. I mean, I can look at a YouTube video in 4K, which will be a little compressed. I haven't even done that. Just in 1080p, it's unbelievable. And I think that that's going to be a game I'm looking forward to playing in the next 40 years when I can never get my hands on one of these consoles. I don't know. I could probably do a whole video talking about my thoughts on that. I think they did an exceptional freaking job with that. I'm so impressed with that. Let's go to the Xbox Series X now. And I apologize that this is a little long and maybe not what you're used to for video game sort of content, but I like to do long form content where I just don't cut and give you my thoughts. It's hopefully you can grab a coffee and, listen along with me. Here's the biggest thing with the Xbox Series X, which I'm like kind of blown away by. As far as I know, I don't think there's like any exclusive games. There might be one. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think there are any. How can you release a console with like no exclusive games? I know that their big thing was going to be the Halo, was it Halo Infinite or the new Halo game? But then it got a really bad reception because it didn't look good. I don't think that game was even remotely close to being ready to go out. So they kind of realized the error of their ways and thought, let's just discontinue, or let's just put this on hold indefinitely and put it out when it's done. Yeah, that really screwed them over. I mean, it's definitely a good thing that they're not going to push that game out, but there's no exclusive games really. It does have backwards compatibility, which is great, and I say the PlayStation also does. I think for PS4 it'll upscale and everything, but the Xbox Series X can play one games, it can play 360, and I think it can play some original Xbox games. It's kind of the same deal as the Xbox One, where it can play these backwards games. So that's cool. Upscaling is cool, and it does a great job. The Xbox One does an excellent job upscaling, but yeah, there's not a lot, And so I guess at this point, I don't know. It's a personal choice. I would personally lean towards the PS5 just because of Demon's Souls and everything like that, and what they have to offer that's exclusive. Time will tell. I think it's really hard to kind of compare the two in terms of power. Now, of course, on paper, the Xbox Series X is more powerful than the PlayStation 5, but I think it's one of those things where it's like we kind of look at it like, oh, well, that one's more powerful, so that's going to be the better one. But the PS5, that doesn't mean that it's not powerful. I mean, look at Demon's Souls. It's clearly an extraordinarily capable console. And I was kind of thinking, like, it's expensive for sure. It's $500. But what $500 computer could really play a game that looks like Demon's Souls at $500? I don't think any. So I'm really impressed by that. So the Series X, I don't get it. And it has the same UI. I don't like that UI. And the PlayStation's UI I think is fine. I think it looks okay. I'm not a fan of the Xbox UI at all. I don't like it on my Xbox One X. I don't like it on the Series X. So, yeah. The controller is about the same. They've done some minor tweaks on it. I think it's good. I love that controller. I think it's excellent. So I don't really have too many thoughts on the Series X. I don't think many others have as well. The Series S, I haven't seen a ton of coverage on it, but it definitely looks to be okay. It seems to me to be more something that for kids, I think. I know it only plays games at like 1080p and 1440p, and that's fine for some people. And I never have been a fidelity person. I've never been a graphical kind of hound. I prefer the gameplay, but having played games pretty much exclusively in 4K for at least like a year, it's kind of hard to go back. So I don't think that's something I'd be interested in. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts. It's kind of too early to tell, but I think I'm really impressed by PlayStation, to be honest with you. What I've been playing, I'm sorry, this is going on really long. I'll just tell you real quick. Well, as you know, I've been trying to stream on Twitch. A little update on that. My headset, I have a gaming headset with the mic. It broke. Unfortunately, it crapped the bed, so I can't really stream. I don't have a mic. I tried to kind of do this convoluted setup where I use my laptop mic, and it works okay, but it sounds not good, and I don't know if I want to even present that to the world I don't know. We'll see. I've been playing retro games, has been the case. I really wanted my Twitch streams to be mostly retro games and having fun like that. We'll put that on hold for the time being. I've been playing a platforming game on the Super Nintendo called Maui Mallard and Cold Shadow, which is a Donald Duck game. I know, but it's actually really fun. It was made by the people that made Earthworm Jim, so it does kind of control and have that same feel. Really, it's actually quite good looking. Even now, this many years later, 25 years later, it looks good. It's got that great cartoony style to it. That's a lot of fun. And I've been playing the Dark Souls remaster. I know that came out 2 years ago and everybody's talked about it, but I never had a chance to play it, and now I am. And it's good. I mean, I'm not that impressed by it. I wish they did a remake properly. I think that it's been enough time where they could really give it a fresh coat of paint. I guess they kind of did. I mean, they made it look a little bit flashier. It runs great. It plays great. And so it's Dark Souls that runs and plays well, which is great. Yeah, but there's not much that has been like, wow, they really did a great job. It's just playable now, you know? So that's been fun. I'm doing a mage build, which has been kind of fun. I've never done that. Yeah, magic kind of decimates things in that game. I always go strength in those games, but magic's been fun. It's been cool. I wanted to do a mage build because I saw magic in Demon Souls, which I know totally annihilates in that game. But in the new remake, the spell casting effects and stuff looked like, wow, I'm like, I can live out my Harry Potter fantasy. So that's what I've been doing. Some things are a little not great in my opinion. Like they kind of went overboard with the lighting, I feel, like specifically in tunnels and things. You know, the wet sheen on the walls looks cool, but it's almost overdone. Like, whoa, it's too much. Like specifically when you're leaving Firelink Shrine and you go through that little tunnel that leads to the Undead Burg, it's like it looks like it's smeared in Vaseline on the walls. So that I'm like, it's too much, but that's been it. That's all I've been playing. Not a ton, but I've been enjoying what I've been playing. I'm looking forward to more news on these consoles. I guess I'm really looking forward to seeing Cyberpunk when that comes out. I have said I'm very, very skeptical about that game. I think that's an unpopular opinion, but it is what it is. I just am very skeptical about that. I think there's some weird managerial things going on behind the scenes with the amount of times it's been delayed. I totally understand delaying a game and making it better is always the better option, but that game has been delayed so many times, I think there's something weird going on. So I'm curious to see how that game turns out. I won't be purchasing it right away. I never do though. I never buy games when they come out, really, and I don't purchase consoles when they come out. So, wow, this went a lot longer than I thought. I'll try to keep the next one more succinct, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. As all of my content is, I love to hear from you. So please let me know what your thoughts are on these consoles. If you bought one, let me know what it is and what you've been playing. Let me know what games you've been playing. I hope everybody is doing well. I'll be back at you soon. I don't know what it will be. Maybe it will be fragrances or films or books. I don't know. But yeah, everybody take care and have a great day. Bye.